Hey everybody, it's Thomas. Let's talk about blah. We have a couple of things going on this week for me. In fact, that I get a tie this week. So, things that are happening with my team over the past 2 weeks, quote unquote, progress for weeks 15 and 16. Level ups. I got a level up on whichever one of these idiots didn't have it before. Digital Love. That's the newer one. That would make sense, being in order and all. Got a level up on Love. Got Wrestle on this piece. I thought about getting Dodge. Reason I got Wrestle is I really, even though I have a fair amount of Wrestle already, I have three pieces already. I wanted more. The reason I wanted more is everyone else has a lot more block than I do. And if I have like a piece that gets knocked out, I really feel like I don't have a lot of Wrestle on the pitch. Catchers are really good for having Wrestle. They're fast. So if they get pulled down, they can still run, 5+ squares. So that's kind of a lot of thinking on that one. I think it's probably the best choice. Dodge, kind of falling out a little bit just because of how much tackle other people have, especially in my group and especially in the league as a whole. So it seems like the safer call to get just Wrestle. It'll probably save me more in the long term. We'll see what happens though. Certainly Wrestle on pieces you want to hold the ball can be a bit dangerous. But I think what I'll have to shift towards doing is giving catchers balls right before they score, which is probably the smart thing to do anyway. Other level ups. DeMalt finally hit level 3. Really happy that happened because, man, did DeMalt need a level up. Yeah, so basically I got Sidestep, Blodge Sidestep, pretty much the most boring standard combination for anything, but still very, very good. It's possible this piece hits level 4. I'm not betting on it in the weeks remaining, but it is possible in case I need to score with it a lot. Which point probably look at getting Tackle or something like that. Amber the World probably needs Dodge more than anything else at this point. Although it's pretty dubious I get this piece to level 5. I'm not seeing that happen anytime soon, and frankly it's fine as is. Trappist Logic getting closer to a level up, which is good. Anything else? Not really. Something to stout us. Resolution 9 are getting pretty close to leveling up. I mean, there's a couple things happening, I guess, but nothing too significant. Actually, I have a fair number of pieces that are one MVP away from leveling up. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is pretty good. Yeah, team's doing fine. Finally in spiraling expenses territory, which is hooray, I guess. Let's talk about this week's game, though. So I played against Grey Duck this week, or this past week, and I would say basically the first half was dedicated to me receiving the ball and then getting beat up pretty bad. Casualty sustained, 2 KOs sustained. Yeah, those things definitely happened, but I also ate a lot of stuns pretty consistently. My armor was not holding up very well. And when you're down 5 players, and I got surfed a couple times. So when you're down to 6 players, it's hard to do a lot. So the ball got taken from me, and despite some valiant efforts on my part, my dice failed at pretty convenient moments. Well, convenient for a Grey Duck anyway. So I don't hold. I'd say our dice were about equivalently unlucky or lucky, depending on your perspective on that one. It just, mine happened to occur at some rather more unfortunate moments, which is sort of the way my Blood Bowl season goes. And to be fair, it's the first week of the group stage. I should have expected a loss anyway. But not too bad for me. If you haven't watched the video, obviously, you can link to it down below, or if I get around to it, annotating up here. But 10 SVP is not great. I definitely need more, but it's okay. Great at walking away with 5 more than me, 15. 40k, kind of whatever. With the 80k I'm getting for my forced tie here, plus the 11 SPP. It's not a great couple of weeks, but things kind of worked out okay. Like I said, getting SPP around is fine, although I wish more of it had landed on these people. Although California Steam Machine did get one of the touchdowns, so that's pretty good, I guess. Only 2 spots away from leveling up, so that's good. Other than that, yeah, I mean, things are looking fine. My team is fairly leveled at this point. I've got, only a couple of level 1 pieces at this stage. Porter Hero's actually been in a lot of the games. DeMalt's my only player that's been in all of my games. Interesting. So yeah, team's doing fine. By the way, let's take a look at Grey Duck's team. Grey Duck cookies. So level up on the lineman here. Anything else worth talking about that I had mentioned before? Oh, I guess we get to check out money. She got 70K, which is pretty good. I think she had rolled like a 2 or something, so that's pretty good. Let's see here. Level up. Says Ernie's pretty close to leveling up. Should definitely be able to do that in the next game. Fast Eddie's actually getting up there too. Number of passes on Fast Eddie, not to mention MVPs piling up a little bit there. Yeah, I mean, this team's doing really well. Might be worth considering hiring another lineman. This lineman did level up. Will probably end up getting sidestep actually pretty good. She needs line of scrimmage fodder piece. Wrestle or dodge would certainly be okay too, but I think sidestep actually would offer a lot of opportunities for this team. I mean, fend wouldn't be bad either, but I think sidestep is probably the more useful skill. That said, dodge, wrestle, never bad skills to have. Certainly could get block as well. This team does have a fair amount of block already, and the league has a lot of block in general too, so more wrestle wouldn't be bad. I don't know, I think she could look to hire another lineman, especially because she rolled so well. She does have still a little bit of buffer, basically. So if something bad happens to, say, Roger's Cookie Jeweler, she'll actually be able to replace this piece in short order, assuming she doesn't roll terribly this week. Yeah, I think a 4th lineman would be good. Give her 3 to put in the line of scrimmage. Certainly could get away with still putting an assassin on there. I don't know. It's kind of an expensive proposition. It's something that worked well against me, but I don't know how well it would work against a more bashy team like, say, Necro or Orc. So hard to say for sure. Or for that matter, even Norse. I mean, pretty much anybody that isn't an elf team at this point, all the way to Jessup plays, who can say? But yeah, team's doing well. More progression needs to happen, obviously, on the Witch Elves and the Blitzers, but honestly, they're all at least level 2, very close to level 3. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, 1 MVP away, so that's not too bad. Certainly more could follow because it's an elf team. Other match of the week. Let's see here. We have, where are we? Chris versus Zach. This matchup happened earlier. Video just went up not that long ago. So quick perusal kind of what seemed to be happening more than anything else would be Chris was just able to punch the ball free and keep it away in the first half. Actually, a pretty daring pass. Yeah, let's go to the match record chart. Pretty daring pass actually enabled a lot of that first half defensive touchdown for Chris. Just did great. So right here, see this pass. Fantastic. Yeah, pass worked well for Chris, and then he was able to waddle the ball in. The pass didn't actually succeed, but it doesn't matter because the ball was moved away from Zach's reach, which is kind of the key point. Second half, Chris was just able to kind of just screen and cage his way down the field. On and on it goes. As you can kind of see, so actually pretty even armor breaks, all things considered. 2 KOs, 1 casualty against an Orc team is pretty impressive, although Zach does have a Claw Mighty Blow piling on Yeti. Chris walking away with only 1 casualty and 3 KOs is pretty lucky in terms of Zach's armor value holding up. Looks like his team managed to figure out how to do that. Actually, really even week for almost everybody across the board here, although Chris walking away 2-0. And 70K, which is pretty great. So looking at SPP totals, we've got 2, 3, 9, 14. Pretty good for Chris. So aside from the touchdowns, it's pretty much the same thing holds up for Zach. Total of 8. So, I mean, it's not too bad, all things considered, but definitely not what you want on your team. No level ups for Chris as far as I can tell. Oh, that's not true. Kargath leveled up here. It's a pretty good combination of things. Block, dodge, tackle, mighty blow. Tackle and block definitely lean themselves very well to mighty blow, certainly. And he's got, I think there's 1 blitzer with guard, actually. My thing with Chris is he doesn't really need that much guard because he's the only team with natural strength, well, a lot of natural strength access that isn't taken up by like mighty blow. That's kind of the Norse team issue. Mark's got the same sort of situation too, but Chris definitely has more pieces with just natural strength access. Total of 1, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 pieces with guard. I mean, I think he could use more, but he does have a lot. I feel like he had more than this, but apparently not. I I don't know. I mean, if Garage here levels up, I would say you should get guard on this piece, though. Mighty Blow would lean itself to getting tackle. No, wait, I can't count. He does have 4 pieces. Yeah, I was going to say, because both these blodge pieces. Oh, no. Yeah, this one. Okay. So, whatever. This is the one that didn't get doubles. I always forget. But, yeah, I mean, Rend never leveling up is definitely holding him back a little bit. Ogrim could definitely use some guard, I think, as could Blackhand, but whether those 2 pieces level up at all is a question. So, I mean, four guard pieces is probably more than enough for dealing with the field, but having more wouldn't hurt. Still, Mighty Blows can make a lot of things a lot easier for Chris. Let's take a look at Zach's team. 2 level ups for him, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, they're both on linemen. A little unfortunate there. Let's see, that runner leveled up after me. Got dodged. That's absolutely great. Yeah, I mean, I would say maybe thinking about getting a dirty player piece on one of these. Which one you decide to do is sort of to you. That's kind of what I would lean towards. Assuming they don't get doubles, in which case they guard, obviously. I could definitely see adding a couple more linemen to this team as well. When he does get behind, it's kind of unfortunate, but we'll see. Team's doing okay. The Werewolves being level 1 still is really unfortunate. They need block pretty bad. I think he should definitely try to do some vanity passing, at least with Royd God of Rage, assuming he doesn't get an injury on this piece. Just because it's so close to leveling up. Money walked away with 70k. Everybody's rolling pretty high this week, which is cool. Yeah, I don't know. Team's doing okay. It's recovering, basically, so that's a good thing. Let's take a look at next week here, because we've already finished up. Actually, Zach has a bye this week, so that could be why he's got so many more level ups than I thought he did. Rolled 50k against Chris, 70k against his bye, so that's pretty good. So, cool there. Alright, so let's look at the actual matches of the week here. We've got Chris versus Jessup. I'm interested to see how this one goes. 1660 for Chris. Last time they played, they split, basically, win and a loss. 2-1 for Chris, and then a 2-0 for Jessup. So, what did I say, 1660 for Chris, and Jessup walking away these days with 1810. So 150 for Chris. Wizard money is real. He might get that, although, like I say a lot, Wizards aren't that effective against Elf teams. They just aren't. Looks like Jessup finally did buy a catcher. Thank God for that. Yeah. Thank God for that. She's actually getting pretty close to leveling up. That's what happens when you feed this piece. Nothing but touchdowns, I guess. Really needs to put more emphasis on the War Dancers, although this War Dancer getting Mighty Blow is pretty classic. Jessup. Dog's pretty close to level 4 as well. What else do we got here? Yeah, I mean, nothing really normal here. Lots of wrestle, which is good. Kick lineman. I don't know. Having 2 catchers is good, but he should. So here's my thing with Jessup at this point. We've talked about this a lot. I think he needs more catchers than he has. I think he should have at least 3 at this point. 2 is fine. And he can certainly coast on this. Like, this is a perfectly okay setup at this point. But his linemen are still not great. He's got the same problem my linemen have, except the difference is that I also have catchers and blitzers. He only has a couple of those things. So I don't know. This team is definitely pretty scary, though. Tree really close to leveling up again. Just needs to hit somebody for hard once. Dog will probably hit level 4. Some things to get. I mean, War Dancers are both on MVP. Well, let's actually check MVP totals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 pieces within MVP range of leveling up. That's pretty good. I guess what I would say is if this piece levels up, depending on how he wants to do this, he could certainly pick up sure hands on this thrower. I don't really like doing that, as you've noticed. I think other things you could look at would be safe throw, never a bad thing. Just get block as well. Those are all good things. Yeah, I think block would actually be pretty safe on this piece. Sidestep bend, also not bad choices necessarily. Kind of depends what you want to do with thrower. There's sort of a lot of options, especially because they're so fast. So safe throw is kind of, that's the other reason safe throw is not that good. Leader actually wouldn't be a bad choice if he levels up again. Give just that 4-3 roll for only 20k. Be a pretty good value thing there. It's 20k to spend as well. Catcher needs to level up, obviously. Should get Wrestle, I think. Just to leave a nice fast blitzing piece. Beyond that, yeah. War Dancers need to get SPP, Catchers need to get SPP, everyone else is just kind of whatever. They'll get SPP or they won't, doesn't matter. So, between the teams I think will win. I mean, Crystal getting level ups is kind of problematic, except for the Mighty Blow, but the Mighty Blow is kind of a big deal considering how fragile an elf team is. Mighty Blow against 7 armor value means that you're going to be breaking armor more than 50% of the time. That's a really big increase in the reliability you have. It's an increase of 18%, but whatever. The point is you're going to hurt a lot more things, especially with the Troll and block as well. So we'll see if Chris's dice go as poorly as they did in the last game and Jessup's hit dice are just on fire like they were last time. Certainly things won't go Chris's way, but statistically, I feel like Chris is a pretty big advantage here as long as he cannot get, as long as he can keep things going. Team's got a bit of speed, team's got a bit of power, things should be okay. I honestly feel like Chris should win this game, especially because Jessup just loves to run at people. I mean, it works out for some reason, but it shouldn't. So statistically, I think this matchup still favors Chris, especially with money being given to him. Even if it's just a reroll and a babe, that's not too bad. Even if it's a bribe and a babe, that's not too bad either. Actually, a bribe wouldn't be actually, a bribe could be pretty huge considering that Jessup has a bunch of really expensive pieces with really low armor value. So I'm guessing Chris will be stepping on them quite a bit. Goblins are good for something after all. But yeah, I think Chris should be able to win that game. But who knows? Like I said, they're split, so we'll see. We've got Necro versus Dark Elf next. 1560 team value for Mark. I'm pretty sure Great Deck has way more than that. 1690. So let's see here. I just said it and I can't remember it. So 1690. 1560. So 130. Probably just going to be a reroll. Although again, much like Chris, Mark could consider taking a bribe in order to have these zombies just step on the ever-loving crap that is Dark Elves. But we'll see. I mean, it's one of those things where it shouldn't be that hard to put pieces on the ground for this team. We'll see. I think they've split as well. Let's take a look here. A win. Yeah, 2-1 win. Oh, and a 1-1 draw, actually. Okay, so yeah, this matchup tends to favor Mark. We'll see. Both werewolves leveling up is pretty big. This werewolf getting Mighty Blow is really big. Yeah. That's really big. That is huge. That will hurt a lot of pieces, especially those 8 armor value pieces are now going to be hurt even harder. I mean, yeah. The white still being level 2 is unfortunate, but hey. This Flesh Golem having no SPP is really unfortunate. Let's take a quick check of the normal thing here. One of the pieces that matter. I mean, these guys matter, but well, okay, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 pieces with an MVP range of leveling up, so odds are really good. We'll see at least 1 level up against for Mark, no matter what. Yeah, I don't know. This team's trying to run into the problem of who is your ball carriers. Because ghouls are fantastic blitzers and can work as ball carriers. Werewolves actually really good at the whole ball carrying thing, especially this blodge tackle piece. Yeah, pretty good. So we'll see. I don't know. I feel like Mark's got pretty big advantages here. Great can beat me up, but she can't really beat up this team. So we'll see. Tie is also pretty possible, all things considered, but being this is now the group stage, I think both players are going to be a little more aggressive towards scoring touchdowns, so we will see. Yeah. I think, yeah, I'll say Mark. I think that's fair. So a quick perusal of the Hall of Fame. Cheese at 42, sitting right on top there. Squatch at 38, cool. Aim of the World there as well. Actually, a lot of pieces here at level 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 the players that are still playing. Everyone else really close behind, so hopefully we'll see some more players up there as well. If we can get this whole thing be in level 4, that would be pretty awesome. Best scorer, still Cheese with 9. Pretty good. Muffin's actually right, well, the place he's playing. Kargat, though, really close behind with only 2 touchdowns behind, and honestly, Jessup shouldn't be feeding this piece more touchdowns at this stage. Having a second catcher should help with that, though. Best thrower, Dog's probably going to stay ahead of me for the rest of the season, just because that's how it goes. Trap Sledge up to 13, though. Into Pilsner Club with 5. Thrall throwing a lot here, actually. That's pretty cool. No interceptions. Hooray. I was thinking about this the other day. Interceptions are actually not that likely for all the Elf teams, considering that I have safe throw. So, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I like interceptions because they're very game-changing and they're fun when they happen because they're so hard to occur. It's like throw teammate, right? You just want it to happen. Most violent player squatches up to 14. Vol'jin is still at 10. I don't think he got another injury. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly, though. A lot of these are still just orc players, which is pretty great. And the tree, which is on here as well. So, yeah, all 3 big guys on here, plus Mayor as well, so that's pretty cool. Oscar not having anything, of course, is very sad. Thrall pulling ahead of Parsec, got a movement 362, 1 square more. So we will see what happens there. Let's see here. Nobody else that close, honestly. It's going to be between these two, I think, all things considered. Trapslogic clean the ball a lot longer than I think he does. Best throw in terms of yards, I'm actually right next to Dog, considering how many more touchdowns or many more passes this piece has. 198 total, 212. Jessup told me that his goal is to throw farther than the farthest runner, which might be a bit of a trick, all things considered. But hey, we will see. He can always maim. These 2 pieces. Let's see. Yeah. But actually not that far behind Noel, considering, again, how many throws he's actually made. Survivor means nothing to us. Best killing, I don't think we actually had a death this week. And actually this might not stack up quite as quickly. Something about only having 2 matches a week will do that. Best receiver cheese, not surprising considering how many touchdowns received. Lots of elves on here. Just lots and lots of elves. Not too surprising there whatsoever. Okay. Let's quick check rankings before we do a recap of our predictions. Just because they're kind of relatively important. So, my loss here, I'm pretty much down at last place. I do have 1 matchup, I have 2 matchups against Mark and 1 matchup against Grey Duck still. So it's not mathematically impossible for me to make it into the playoffs still. It's just very, very difficult. Basically, I need, I don't know. It's not going to be an easy path, basically. I've got to win out pretty convincingly. Greg Duck actually just to win one more time, I would say. I think if you get to 6 points, you're probably guaranteed to make it in at some point just because you're only in competition with 2 other people. So again, Chris, Grey Duck have the easier time of this, but the rest of us still have time to go. 2 people actually haven't played games at the group stage, so a lot of flexibility still left to go at that point. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Recap of my predictions, though. I think that Chris will win, and I think that Mark will win. So left side, whoop, whoop, whoop. Cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you later.